including multinationals such as Unilever, Beyond Meat, and also Mars, covered by the SOFA. And also leading Asia food companies, CJ Food, the leading food company from South Korea, CPF, Thai Union, leading food companies from Thailand, Monday Nissin from Philippines. Monday Nissin also owns corn available in 10 different countries in Europe. And Dachen is a major animal protein suppliers in China, but they started getting into plant-based food. So now we want to work with them to accelerate the plant-based food movement. The Food Innovation Challenge, I said, no, we want to accelerate sustainable food solutions. We also want to encourage and foster and help preserve local ingredients. In Asia, we are very blessed. We have a lot more edible plant ingredients. And also through this campaign to empower youth in sustainable innovation. Right. This was about some activities we do last year. When we launched the 4th edition, we have Dr. Dituni from FAO do keynote speakers to the young innovators. We also run on-campus events. Some of the universities, maybe you know, Chulalongkorn in Thailand, NUS, NTU, and also Tsinghua, just some examples. We also do advertisement, promotion on social media to engage youth. The universities that we work with now also publish the campaigns on their campus media. So together now we think we reached 8 million students, right? We also take some of the finalists to visit the participating companies. So through idea generation, webinars to learn more about the industry, visit the factories, we hope that they will become the future formulators, marketers, or market leaders in this segment. Yeah. Zhuming is the first publicly listed soy food company. And Shuangta, the previous company, they produce 40% of the pea protein in the world. We also invited 5 finalist teams to present their ideas at COP28 through online. You see 6 flags. Why? Because Vietnam, students in Vietnam and students in Sweden, they form a joint team. This campaign, we invite students from the world. Okay, the campaign started from Asia Pacific, but now we invite students from the world to join the campaign. As long as they make their proposal focus on an Asia market, and we mean Greater Asia, okay? Yep, so the result from last year, over 1,000 students joined, 25 finalist teams, and 9 proposals were selected by the companies. Our regional office is in Shanghai. The campaign also won a Sustainable Business Awards from the EU Chamber of Commerce. Right, so this is a meetup session. No, that's Interact. Right. I just threw a brick. Now I like to see someone share the Jade, your experience. Maybe we start from the first question just now. No, some raise your hands. Right. Anyone would like to talk about successful examples of youth engagement programs from your personal experience, from your organization, or from your knowledge, a program that you know of, yeah. And what lessons we can learn from them. Do you want to come forward, sit in the center? I don't bite, okay? So we can have a more, yep, go ahead.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Udit, I come from India, and I teach at a university. I teach animal laws there. And in 2022, I set up an animal law study club. And the prime idea was to engage students in the discourse on animal laws and on some constructive issues where human-animal conflict are going on, their perspective also. Also, if you read the animal law scholarship, you get to know that the biggest problem is lack of awareness on issues pertaining to animal cruelty. So somehow we were able to engage 400 plus university students. And now we are working with a lot of NGOs in India. They invite our students for internships also. In fact, we were planning to send a team to moot courts on animal law also. So through that, somehow now this has triggered a situation where not just law students, I am a law faculty, so I'm more connected to law students. Not just law students, but business students, engineering students. They are also coming up with their own mini initiatives. They have formed student groups to help animals and do a lot of work. So many a times I do get to know that you know, they quote my name that, you know, we've done this in my name, they get certain approval, then later I get to know they've done something very wonderful and constructive, like they've rescued 10, 20 animals, or, you know, an animal who was hit by a car through an accident or something, they got the animal cured, and, you know, they take my name in the university and they get the work done. A lot of that is done. Recently we are on a project where we are studying the feasibility of setting up animal shelter at university campus. And this could be an ideal for various universities, because in India, it's a fundamental duty that is enshrined in our constitution to have compassion for animals. So anything that we do towards animal welfare is very much a part of our constitutional obligation. So in that light, I think this small step has worked wonders for us. Looking forward to bigger things. Thank you.
Any question for Woody? I have a quick question. So
Please,
you mentioned that you involved 400 universities, right?
University students.
University students. Okay, even 400 university students, not schools, it's still very impressive. How did you do that? What's your success formula to be able to involve 400 students?
Okay, so so there's this National Law University in India, which is Nalsar, Hyderabad, that has an animal law center. So in 2019, I happened to get a 5-day workshop there. For the first time, I got to, I mean, seriously engage with the legal issues pertaining to animals. I went back, started reading myself, prepared a proposal, then made a proposal charter for setting up the Animal Law Study Club. Got it approved through my School of Law, then pushed it to the university level. They also gave the approval. And then we made an entire charter, a logo, did some branding, and then pushed this initiative. And gradually we got, I mean, when we rolled out the membership, 400 plus students joined us, and which is continuing from last 2 years very successfully. We have a 1-year tie-up with PETA India also. I think many people from People for Animals are here. So we recently took a lot of students to the sanctuary visit at PFA, where they get to see, you know, what difference is it from merely preventing cruelty to doing animal welfare in practicality. So
Thank
this
you.
is how it happened.
Okay, thank you. Let's give Woody a hand applause.
Thank
you. Yeah. So the success was by winning the support from the schools. Anyone else who would like to share an example? Go ahead. Yeah. Your name?
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Hi, Dave Neal from Animals Asia. So I'm really representing our teams in China and Vietnam with this, because I help them to deliver the program, but they deliver the program themselves here in Vietnam and in China. But we've taken the approach of talking about positive messaging about animals with young children. So all of our educational messages are related to animal sentience, and trying to get children to get an understanding of animals as individuals, and not really talking about the impact that we have on those animals until the children really understand how the animals experience the world themselves. So talking about animal sentience, talking about emotional capacities, talking about cognitive abilities of animals, and then once children start to understand them as individuals and how they experience the world socially and emotionally and cognitively, then the children themselves start to get an understanding of why maybe some of the practices which we are looking for them to change need to change. Excuse me. Lost my voice at the end.
But thank you. I think we got the key message, focusing on the positives to gain the acceptance. Sure. I couldn't agree more. In Green Food Movement, we also focus on the benefits of plant-based food. And then Asian consumers, they're very sophisticated about food, so they have the wisdom to make the right choice.
Thanks, Shirley.
Thank you. Any questions for this gentleman? All clear? Good. Thank you. Maybe one more person want to share from your organization, or maybe a best practice that you know of. You want to come to the front? It's a small group, right? Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. your name, your organization, and then 2-3 minutes sharing. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Irvin from the Animal Kingdom Foundation, the Philippines. Our organization, we have an initiative called Word from Hens. So one of our campaigns is to push the consumption of cage-free eggs and also for people to learn about hen welfare. And our initiative on the universities is to go to universities nationwide in the Philippines to conduct hen welfare training and assessment. So it works like this. So it's a 2-day training. On the first day, it's going to be theoretical. We're going to teach them how to assess the welfare of hens and also about the cage-free campaign that is currently ongoing globally right now. And on the second day, we contract a farm, and they have the opportunity to apply what they learned on the first day. So they are the ones to apply what they learned on the first day and thoroughly conduct the hen welfare assessment. And in our experience, what students appreciate the most on this initiative is that they are able to apply what they are learning, because what we target here are the university students that are involved in animal science, especially the ones that are in poultry production, or even the ones that are from veterinary medicine, because we believe that they are the most relevant students to be informed in this manner, because in the future they will be involved in, they're going to be hands-on on their field of practice. So going back to what they appreciate the most, there's that. They are able to see and also appreciate what they're just learning, because it's different from they're just only hearing it from their lecturers and professors compared to the ones that they are doing it in the actual farm. So we're hoping that when they gain that sense of appreciation, it will be able to leave a mark in their mind. And in the future, when they make the choices, they will be more emphatic and also, make choices that are more welfare friendly. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
hope I
Your
was
name
able.
again? Sorry, I didn't get your name.
I am Irvin. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Irvin.
Any questions for him? I have a quick question. So
Yes.
what was the key challenge in your program, and how did you overcome?
The key challenge to our program is really how to compress the lectures, because it's really lengthy. I mean, right now, this is actually our what we're doing right now as an initiative to the universities is a trial on how, in the future, how can we integrate hen welfare into the curriculum of educational institutions in the higher levels. So right now the challenge is to really, how can we make the learning modules more granular and for students to able to comprehend it, but without them suffering from information overload. There's that. And also, of course, right now I think the challenge also is how can we measure the sustain the interest of those students. So that's why it's we're circling back to how can we integrate this in the curriculum so that it would be more sustainable in the long run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's also give him applause. Thank you. Can we have one more sharing, maybe from North Asia or someone in the food movement? Anyone from North Asia would like to share? Or outside of Asia, because I know the guests come from a different part of the world. One more sharing on the first question. Yeah. Great.
I'm from Georgia, organization Vegan Georgia, and we are doing something similar about veganization university menu campaigns, which is called our campaign Future Food. And how are we doing this? Basically, we did a huge vegan festival, first large scale in Georgia. And after that, we found out that there were much more vegans in the country who were also students. And basically, they were our keys to go into the universities and start our programs. And currently, we are still implementing this. And for this purpose, we are having workshops with our chief cook and showing students and also university cooks how to cook tasty vegan food. And from the university administration as well, it was huge interest towards us because for the public image, they also want to look more vegan-friendly, eco-friendly, financially sustainable. So it was some kind of win-win situation, and it's like very new and unexpected thing in Georgia, because awareness about veganism was so low several years ago, but currently it's rising drastically. And we think that such an institutional change to directly in the universities are one of the best way currently, because we are engaging people who are on their who are putting their first steps into their career path, and maybe in future they will continue our work towards animal freedom.
Wonderful, wonderful. What are the keys you think for the success of the program? How did you recruit students into the program?
First, we got to know each other, because it's really important to make some sort of friendly atmosphere with them and show them that we are all stand together and we are not just some other people telling them what to do. We are just discussing ideas with them and making them put their ideas into the action. So many ideas which we did was suggested by the students itself. So they are also very included in the process of decision making. And I think this makes students feel more important of their work, and they appreciated this so much.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the input. Okay. Anyone else? You just raised, do you want to share the example?
Thank you so much. Hello everyone, I'm Dulki from Sri Lanka, but my organization is not related to food, that's why okay. So I am the regional co-director for Asia. Our organization is called WIMLAR. It's the, it's the first global moot court competition on international law and animal rights. And recently we had the first ever regional competition in India, in Nalsar. There our food, the food we offered was vegan, and we had 8 universities participating in person. And for them it was their very first experience of tasting vegan food. And given the some of the religious beliefs in India, they were quite interested to find out how they can follow veganism without getting into conflicts with their religions. So that was very interesting. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Great. She talks like it's easy, but I'm sure no, it was not, and good progress. Thank you. So let's move on to the second questions. So in what ways we can help students discover their sense of purpose and mission, and channel that into their pursuit of academic or extracurriculum activities? We'll do the first and also the second questions together. So, sorry, the second and third questions together. How can we engage university students in real-world issues and empower them to create meaningful impact? And then how can we also help them to develop the sense of purpose and mission? Let's do also small group discussion. Maybe you find 5 in a group. Let's say this side will be question 2. This side would be question 3. Okay, and 10 minutes we can do volunteer which group would like to share your discussion. Okay, so question 2 and then question 3. Yeah. This is also a chance now for you to get to meet more participants in the conference. You want to move over? Yeah.
First of all, I would like to make a self-introduction briefly. I'm Jeff Zhou. I'm representing Compassion in World Farming International in China. And I've been with Compassion for 19 years, since 2005, when I started as a volunteer there. And then I'm luckily growing step by step by engaging and learning from all the kind of leading figures in my world, and also the global world of animal welfare and animal protection. Honestly, I feel really excited every time I got the opportunity to attend these kind of events. Like last year, we met together in Malaysia and meet all these friends. And also this year, I met like Jill Robinson, David Neal, and also other friends, longtime friends. Every time I just shared with the people that I met is this gathering is very relaxing. It's one of the most relaxing time in a year for all the kind of animal welfare and animal protection advocates and people who work so hard to save animals' life, to reduce cruelty for animals. So I'm so happy. Before this, I used to work sometime for several years in the media industry with the production of TV series, and also I used to be a TV presenter in China. That was a long time ago. And I would like to also, I'm very glad to be speaking for animal welfare as one of the figures who can speak up for animal welfare in China. So let's come to the content of this session. We want to have a very relaxed part before the opening ceremony of this grand event. So it's about introduction of the alternative protein working group. Actually, this idea came like 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, I couldn't really remember. It started very casually during a regular meeting between among several of the people and organizations. So we decided to set up the subgroup under the Farm Animal Welfare Coalition, under the Asia for Animals Coalition. So it's about 3 working groups. One is the corporate engagement, which was led by Maho, and policy engagement led by Vince. And at that time, I just felt that, okay, I can do something on alternative protein. And then we started this working group. Unfortunately, in the last years, because of all these kind of struggling situations that we all know about pandemic, anything, and this working group didn't go any further except from China. Well, China, we started a small group. I would like to take this as an example to explain what our mission as a group and how we do our work. So our mission is to unite those who advocate for and promote animal alternatives with a special focus on alternative protein through direct engagement and communications and building a joint movement for change. And the second one, to promote innovative food production of plant-based meat, cultured meat. Oh, sorry, I disappeared. You are expecting me to recite all these, no? Or protein from fermentation that replace the consumption of conventional meat from intensive farmed animals, and promotion of traditional plant-based high-protein products. So from this description, you can understand that it's quite loose, quite open, and free for all kinds of creative ideas or thoughts or anything we can do to promote the idea of alternative protein, and for the purpose of reduction of cruelty to animals. So taking in China, for instance, I firstly, through all these years of long-time work, we have built some communications with different parties, different stakeholders, even individuals. We work with the Good Food Fund, which is an organization that advocates for plant priority. And we also know GFI, this organization has been working on the alternative protein for across Asia, I think, and also ProVeg. Shirley now has kindly accepted to be leading the China alternative working group team instead of myself. And also we get Xiaobu, who is also attending this conference. So through these contexts, I just started to build this kind of communication. And the goal of this working group actually is to encourage the national level activists or individuals or bodies to form a kind of local coalition and to develop the on-site and the national strategy which will fit for your country's background, culture, everything, diet system, and to encourage yourself to grow
come up with the idea. You are the leader. You are not led by anybody. You are the creator of the ethics, the thoughts, and then develop your own idea. And you form the kind of group which will then come up with a strategy, with a concept, with a way of engagement with your local people, and then contribute to the bigger scope of the region, of the Asia region. I wouldn't take that as that difficult challenge. It's not like a changing lifestyle. It's more like engagement and cooperation, partnership, to find the right people and to build partnership, especially in the time that when alternative protein or reduction of meat consumption has become more and more a kind of trend. And with the development of animal welfare, animal protection movement, it's better recognized and received by the public. And we see more startups, we see more corporates, more companies, brands included there, like this kind of meat reduction or carbon reduction, all these kind of factors into their ESG. So this is not such a challenging, like a climb mountain kind of challenging thing for us to do. It's more like finding these people and speak to them, make them come over and join together to make a bigger force together. I still believe in my last years of working for animal welfare, I definitely believe that a joint force can can speak a louder voice, no matter which area you are. For instance, compassion in world farming, in Western countries, in headquarters, we only work on farm animal welfare, right? Only care about pig, chicken. And when we were interviewed by the media about how do you see the companion animals straying street cats in the street, and the official reply would be, okay, we only care about, our vision is to look at the farm animals, and possibly we are not that professionally capable of answering that question, But when it comes to China, when in the last years, when the animal welfare understanding is very low, I feel that it is very important for us to deliver the simple message is to against the cruelty to all the animals, not limited to companion animals or stray animals or experimental animals or wildlife or farm animals. Is a joint force to deliver the message. We are not okay with the cruelty to all kinds of living beings, sentient animals. And then with this force being raised and recognized by the public, you can start your own program with your focus, with wildlife, with experimental animals, and with our farm animals, and it's better received. So it's more like building an atmosphere, and that's the goal of this kind of alternative protein working group. We start from dots and dots, from individual country, and then encourage you to become a leader, to develop your idea, to share, to engage. And until now, we have some small groups, very minor. In China, we have about, China Working Group are composed of now like 8 parties. And we have, like Viet Nam, 10 has been kindly, taking the lead on that very small one. And we have engaged with Cao Yan. Am I pronouncing your name right? Yeah, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but bear with me. And starting from last year, in Malaysia, we had the brief conversation, and then he is taking the lead in Nepal. So it's more like I don't think I'm capable of guiding him to do anything. He is an expert of the local culture, and he knows much more people. He is before I got to know this group, he was the only Nepal person that I know of. So I cannot do anything better than he does. So it's more like communication for him to understand the goal, to come up with the group idea strategy, and then contribute to the to this Asian region, so we can organize similar kind of events or seminars or discussions or sharings or online webinars to communicate and find the best approach, which might be fitful for, which might be suggestive to this region, or which can be only suitable for your nation alone, that doesn't matter. As long as we can promote, make things moving forward, that will be helpful. So, I know, sorry, can you let me the time? I know I need to, yeah, I have about another 10 minutes. But we have come back to the country like Nepal, China, Viet Nam, and we are expecting, I know that I think all of us have heard about Singapore's leading role in promotion of cultivated meat in terms of the government's approval in terms of that. And we haven't, I have spoken to GFI from Singapore, but we haven't developed anything. But I spoke to Abu about your organization taking lead. But anything, if you can come up together and then contact me, so we can possibly every bi-quarterly meeting, we can have a quarterly regional meeting, including all the countries, working group, and to join, to share. So we can make this a big thing. From nowhere or from us, we can grow better. It's my idea. And any country, I know this today, this hall will be full of, leading figures in individual countries. And I know that you are making a big difference in your own area already. And with your contribution, we are expecting this alternative working group to grow better with a better promotion, better understanding by the public, by the industry, by the corporates, by the policymakers who want to make the change and for the focus of reduction of cruelty to animals. And if you have any idea or any thoughts would like to share, or you would like to be raising up your hand, taking the flag of organizing your own country's working group, feel free to contact me. Unfortunately, they haven't got my email address there. It's jeff.zhou@CIWF. Where? Okay, jeff.zhou@CIWF.org. Yeah, and Tan will be sharing that on Hua. So, but anything, or if, for instance, if you just feel that, okay, I'm not capable of doing that right now in my country, that's fine. Just contact me, and you are welcome. We are very open, not limited to NGO, not limited to, any academia, not necessary, anybody. And you are invited to join our meeting or discussion and bring up your thoughts or gather some strength from the group to listen to people sharing, and then you can possibly someday you say, okay, I want to be the lead in my country. I want to form a group, and we can help you to do that. And all these are voluntary, I think voluntary based on our interest and based on our passion, which creates the biggest power to make the change. Okay? So, great.
Hello, thank you so much. Through your conversation, and I get the motivation. And I back to my country, I email to you, and I also conduct some session with the youth as well, because I'm working with the youth advocacy and content creation, and this is forum and good opportunity to me to create the larger message to the youth. Thank you so much. I do this initiative.
There's no KPI, Even if you just find another partner in the following 2 years, that's fine. You can speak for alternative protein on behalf of your country, and we find solutions. And Ma Ning is Marcom's manager of compassion in world farming, and you can just speak to her to get connected for better communication. Okay, thank you so much. And I know that we are all waiting for the forthcoming, the opening ceremony of the event. And I know even if I have more time available, but the message is very simple. I believe that all of us have well received this message, and I will leave you more time for relaxation or preparation or anticipation for the forthcoming opening ceremony. Okay? Thank you.